Editor-in-Chief is live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1 minute. The Editor-in-Chief is live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, folks, welcome to the program. It is September the 12th. Good to have you along. Welcome. You're with the Editor-in-Chief live with Lester's Oil, your multi-ingredient omega-3 healthy aging supplement backed by thousands of satisfied customers. Get the benefits of 6 supplements in 1 capsule to support joint, heart and brain health. Take as directed. Read the label. About Health Auckland. Hi folks, nice to have you along. I'm Duncan, Garner. Lots on, so leave us a comment. All the details are there. The delusional, out of touch nincompoops in charge of your city. Who wants to reduce transport pollution or emissions by 64% within 5 years? Could you halve the use of your car by 2030 and get about your daily lives on e-bikes and e-scooters and buses, or by walking? I'd like to drop an F-bomb, but I think it's too predictable. So I'll tell you what you have to do to hit this goal shortly. And the captain of her team in Celebrity Treasure Island, Miss Natural Glow, but wait, there's more. Suzanne Paul is proving quite the controversy on the reality TV show. She joins me for a chat very shortly. Leave us a comment. Good to get involved. It's news time. Here's MediaWorks Deputy News Editor. It is Grace Cocker. A very good morning.
Police are investigating after a body was found in a burning car in South Waikato. Emergency services were called to the vehicle on State Highway 1 near Atiamuri last night. A close eye is being kept on Australia's plans to impose an age restriction on social media. Local tech expert here, Paul Spain, says it will be difficult.
What mechanism is going to be used for that? Also, some of these things come down to maturity of individual youngsters as to what's an appropriate time and age.
Analysis shows the property sector now accounts for 15% of the country's GDP at more than $50 billion. The Property Council says the latest industry impact report also shows the sector provides jobs for 10% of the workforce. Israeli airstrikes across Gaza have killed at least 34 people, including 19 women and children. It's the deadliest attack in a while, and it targeted a UN school sheltering displaced people. Taylor Swift drew nearly 9 million likes to her Instagram post backing Kamala Harris for president. Even supermodel Karlie Kloss, who's Ivanka Trump's sister-in-law, liked the post. The Harris campaign has since announced pre-orders for its latest merch, Swift-inspired friendship bracelets. However, the former president isn't bothered, saying he's not a Taylor fan anyway. To rugby's NPC.
Now storming onto it. It's PJ Sheck goes to the line. That's a try.
Top of the table, Wellington scoring a try with 2 minutes remaining on Sky Sport to beat Otago 32-28 in Dunedin. They next face fellow unbeaten side Tasman in Blenheim on Sunday for the Ranfurly Shield. Kiwi light heavyweight Navajo Sterling is the latest Kiwi fighter to join the UFC. The 26-year-old booked his place with a stunning one-punch knockout on Dana White's A Contender Series in Las Vegas.
And I just go through and cook these boys, I just showed up and, came through with flying colours.
And the Afghanistan Cricket Board says it's just extremely bad luck after rain washed out day 3 of the only cricket test against the Black Caps in India. That's news and sport.
I wanted to park with the cricketers. Grace, could you come to work on a scooter every day?
Nah. I live in West Auckland and I come to work. I'm here by 10 to 4 in the morning, so I don't know if that's safe.
A bus?
There's no buses at 10 to 4 in the morning. So if I had normal hours, if we're looking at...
An e-bike?
Not at 10 to 4 in the morning.
Why not? Just think a bit more creatively and outside the square.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Not at that time of the morning. It's hard enough getting up at 3 a.m. anyway, let alone knowing I have to then hoof it on a bike.
I know that feeling. Thank you, Grace.
Duncan Garner.
Right, car haters, road killers, bike lovers, how out of touch can one group be? Auckland Council and Auckland Transport have a plan for us that involves cutting our transport emissions by 64% in the city in 5 years. We'd need a year's lockdown, I think, to achieve that. They want us to halve our car use by 2030. Okay, kids, we've got footy practice across town, so let's all jump on an e-scooter. I know it's hosing down, but just put a raincoat on. Councillor Daniel Newman says the whole thing is laughable, and good on him too. He joins us now. Daniel, g'day. Nice to have you on. I'll just get the sound there if we can just jump on the sound here. Daniel, nice to have you on. What do you make of it all?
Look, I would love to be able to reduce the carbon footprint of every Aucklander in a way which was affordable and convenient, but you have to make decisions in life which are affordable. And I can tell you that the sort of rate increases that would be required to fund this sort of vision are just not acceptable. I would lose the social license of my constituents and they would go broke very fast. And people are already doing it very tough given the cost of living crisis. So we have to make choices about this. And my call to my colleagues is to rethink some of the unfunded mandates. And one of the biggest ones is a transport emissions reduction pathway, because Auckland Council's budget is already under pressure. So too is Auckland Transport's budget, and they know it. And I think most Aucklanders know that, look, we live pragmatic lives. We'd like to do certain things, but you have to make choices, and you have to make choices given the funding that we have and the funding that we would love to have but don't have and are unlikely to ever get. Certainly in your lifetime and mine.
It's diluted because it's not costed. This would cost, I don't know, billions of dollars. You're talking about people moving to electric cars much more quickly. You're talking about people ditching their cars as it stands. How on earth you halve your use of the car within 5 years? I mean, you would require a lockdown. I mean, to genuinely get to this point, you require something really to change, and it would be a lockdown.
Yeah, and that's been tried, and you see the lack of social license that comes when you lock people down for an extended period. Look, I am a person who believes in good public health measures, and I'm a person that believes that if it's convenient for you, if the infrastructure is in place, if you do have access to good public transport services and your lifestyle allows you to be able to opt to do that, then by all means you should. I would encourage it. I think it's great. I use public transport when it's convenient to me, but you just got to live in the real world. I live in the outer suburbs of South Auckland. My constituents are the shift workers who, like your colleague, are going to work early in the morning. There is no bus or train service available running at that time, and the e-scooter is impractical for the tradies to be able to get from one side of Auckland to the other. So I'd like to think that we can make sensible, affordable decisions, and affordable progress is progress. I accept that the evangelists who believe in a very radical, different type of urban Auckland are not going to be satisfied with that. But sometimes you've got to laugh at your opponents, and I think that the truth is that as the Mayor prepares what will be his next annual plan proposal, that some of the climate targets that are set out in the transport emissions reduction pathway need to be put back on the table and say, can we afford this? If we can't, what can we achieve? And all that we can't achieve, we need to rethink whether that's going to be practical or not.
Yeah, so basically ditch it. How many of the councillors agree with this approach? Because this was done and signed up to under the Labour government, so they felt like they had their big boy pants on and empowered by Labour despite not costing it. But there's a different lot in town now. I mean, there's the national government in town. They believe in cars and roads, like so many people. So where's the council sit on this now?
Well, I haven't yet polled my colleagues. What I am getting is quite a lot of heavy water and some pretty uncomfortable feedback from some of the people who from the bike brigade, and that's fine. Some of my colleagues will be very persuaded by the rough tactics where you know oppositional people in the community will attempt to cancel and shut down people like me and make it very clear that I'm a so-called climate denier, which I'm not. I would expect that some of my colleagues will say, "Well, Daniel's wrong. We'll never go there." Some of my colleagues will be nervous about how this all plays out because it's quite a big thing for council to sort of walk back some of these so-called these totemic moments. But I think that actually there's a lot of people out there who are saying, well, how much is this going to cost? And am I prepared to pay for it? And if I'm not prepared to pay for it, am I prepared to dial this back? And I think that the discussion, if it was to be had, it's going to probably lead to a very close vote. And certainly I'm interested to see where my colleagues sit on this point, just as I'm very interested to see if Aucklanders are prepared to go with me to walk this particular unfunded mandate back.
A couple of questions. How can you vote for this if you don't know what the cost is? How on earth can you support something that you don't know how much it's going to cost?
It's a disingenuous thing to do, isn't it, to vote for an unfunded mandate? Look, I think that some of my colleagues, I don't know why they do that. I'm a person who is used to delivering projects and initiatives that I campaign on in my wards. So my view is I'm prepared to commit to things that I can deliver. Some of my colleagues appear to commit to things that they knowingly can't deliver, but they'll refer to it as an aspiration and feel good about it. That's just not how I like to do things. So I can't answer for all of my colleagues. I can answer for the values that I reflect.
How much stick are you getting from your fellow councillors? Because you have openly spoken out about this. You've been critical of the plan, which is pie in the sky stuff. And in reality, the truth is, it's not doable. You can't deliver this without mass changes to Aucklanders' lives, and it's simply not going to happen. How much stick are you getting from your fellow councillors being told to shut up and sort of them poking you in the ribs and saying, mate, come on, what are you up to? I bet you're getting a lot.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit of that going on, but look, I describe it like this. I think that some of my colleagues are frankly unrealistic. It's probably not so much poking in the ribs, it's poking in the back. That's okay. But my response to them is, well, if you believe in this so much, put up the budget amendments and tell me the scale of the rate increase that you will put your name to. Tell me, will it be 10%, 12%, 20%? Every year on year, and tell me that you have talked to your constituents and told them that this will not hurt and that they have to pay it and it's non-negotiable. And the truth of the matter is, I have seen over the past few years on this council, only one or two colleagues really commit to massive rate increases that would start to afford this. So the truth of the matter is, I suspect that I could count the number of evangelists around the table who are prepared to go out there on a limb for this particular unfunded mandate. I'd count it no more than about half a dozen.
Yeah.
And so that gives you a sense as to how many people are actually prepared to put pen to paper and say, this is what I'm prepared to pay for.
The only credible thing is to freeze it, to hold it, to dump it, and to start again on a fresh plan. Given there's a fresh government, new government, different mandates, and all sorts of things, it's just not affordable. Daniel, I appreciate your time and for taking a stand and coming on the program. All the best. Thank you very much, Duncan. Have a good morning. Yep, you're very welcome.
Duncan Garner, live.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Can you imagine? You literally have to more than half your car use between now and 2030. Where are the other options? Isaac, how do you get to work? How do you get here? Do you have a scooter, an e-scooter? Maybe invest in one?
Honestly, I typically, or it all depends. I typically lime scooter to work now.
Oh, okay, so you could do this. Do you have a car?
No.
Oh, you'll be sweet then, mate.
One back in Christchurch, but not up in Auckland.
Yeah, you'll be fine then. You'll be fine. You'll be right.
Yeah.
You'll make it. But not even, and then go and have 3 kids and see how you go. Yeah. Well, good luck with that one, mate. Okay, good morning, folks. Let's do 3 questions.
3 questions from the Editor-in-Chief. 1.
At number 1 today, oh yes, this this is the beauty of this one. How much is one bloke worth, and how much does a man need? With all the talk of power prices and people losing their jobs because power prices are simply too high, and the model here in New Zealand is stuffed, I thought I would start the day by celebrating the success of the Meridian CEO, Neil Barclay. He's been there 6 years, and he now pulls in a annual salary of $3.25 million per year. Okay, that's about $62,000 a week for effectively screwing us. He's paid 6 times more than the Prime Minister for running one of 4 power companies majority owned by the government. He's paid 6 times what the Prime Minister has paid. Have we gone to hell in a handbasket? I think you can be the judge of that one.
2.
Number 2, staying on this theme, thanks for paying your power bills on time. Do they use it wisely? Sure. Money is no object when you make super profits in New Zealand. So much so that Meridian paid out around $100 million to South Island iwi Ngaitahu to butter them up so they didn't oppose a water consent that the company needed to keep a hydro scheme going in the South Island. $100 million just like that. But I thought no one owned the water in New Zealand. Forget it. Don't worry about it. Back to work. What jobs?
3.
Right, number 3. How long should you go to jail for killing people on the roads? 32 years in Australia is the answer. Bus driver Brett Button killed 11 wedding goers when he rolled the bus that he was in charge of under the influence of too many prescription drugs. He will not be eligible for parole for 24 years, by which time he will be 83 years of age. There's a small window of hope for him that he might be alive to leave prison one day, but it's a very small window. Accountability matters. Our sentences for killing on the roads are light and need to be looked at. Good morning.
Duncan Garner, live.
Yeah, so Suzanne Paul, is the captain of the other team on Celebrity Treasure Island, and she's done a wonderful job, hasn't she? My God, she's vocal. I didn't know she said all these things behind the scenes because I was on the other team. Hey, but I like her, and she's with us now. Susie P, as we called you on the program. G'day, how are you?
Oh, Duncan Garner. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you dealing with coping watching it? You know, because this is the first time we've seen it all, right? So we've had 3 episodes. How are you doing?
I know. It's a bit scary, isn't it? Some bits I love and some bits I'm like, oh no, why did I do that? Why did I say that? But, you know, at the time, it seemed everything, didn't it? It was everything to us.
Yeah, it really was, especially to our team. We were competitive, weren't we? And then you took our food and everything, and we get a bit grumpy with you. Some of the guys in our team get a bit sort of edgy with you, I reckon.
Yeah, they did. They were really... I could think to myself, it's just TV, guys. Calm down, calm down. Well, I say last night, old Spanky Jackson nearly had a conniption, didn't he? Oh Lord.
Yeah, James and old Spanky, they're calling you Susan, changing your name and all sorts of things. I thought it was all a bit edgy.
That's disrespectful. You know, in some cultures they would get very upset, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If you called them the wrong name. But I just tried to, I don't know, I kept saying to myself, it's just a game, it's just TV, have fun. But I don't know whether I'll be saying that next week because it looks like they're all going to stab me in the back, the evil swine.
Yeah, and we're just talking about your team here. I was like, so what happened last night? Yeah, Millsy. So Millen looks a bit. He thinks you've been you've crossed him. You know, you thought he might not go out, but then he goes into the elimination there, and I think he's a bit annoyed with you, isn't he?
He is, because he said he didn't want to do puzzles. But then Mia had said she didn't want to do puzzles. So I thought, out of both of them who don't want to do puzzles, who did I think would be the best one to do the puzzle? And you've got to make, when you're a leader, you've got to make hard decisions. That's great power comes great responsibility. And I made the right choice. He won, didn't he? So
yeah, he was good. He was good. I thought he was good in the elimination round last night.
He was good. And I will say, Duncan, I think you're going great. You look like you, to me, every time I see you in the challenge or something, I think you're giving it your best shot there. You really did put a lot of energy into it. Well done. I
also wanted to and I think my team think I'm useless, which I'm quite happy with because so they think, okay, he's useless, so leave him there. So a bit like Christian Callan too. Like we're a bit older, aren't we? You, me, Christian Callan, Millsy. So we're over 50. So I think all these young bucks think, God, these guys are just useless old buggers. So I could have tried to go under the radar those first few days, which I'm sort of able to, sitting at the back of the team, and I'm capable, but I'm not going to show you,
Yes, I know what you mean. And that was sort of my plan going in, but then you lot made me captain, and I thought, oh no, if I'm captain, I'm going to do the job right then. And yeah, but I didn't know they were going to show so much of me. It's like the Suzanne and Spanky show. Very verbal.
What do you think of our team?
Yes, I wondered if you were, you were all taking it very seriously, and I did wonder if you were having fun round the camp. Because we did, you see. They don't show that, but I gave them lots of motivational chats. I was always, when we had all the problem with Tamati, I said, that's it now. We've talked about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. We can't move forward, properly if you keep looking back all the time and keep going on about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Shut up. And,
I think you're a good leader. I think you're a great leader.
So.
Yeah? And Tamati, what a cheating, lying bugger. Hey, he cheated and then he lied to you guys about it.
That's awesome. And I did think that Carmel was calling the shots, and now I can see that she was a lot, wasn't she? I don't think that a lot of the decisions, Wairangi would definitely rely on Carmel, wouldn't he, to advise him?
Well, some of it's backfiring on us, though, you see. Some of those decisions you think they're quite strategic and they're not, because, we've lost. And I think we were really upset to lose Casey Kopua last night, because she is she's a lovely person and she's an athlete, boy.
I know. Now you've lost her. So, does it fire you up and you do better, or does it bring you down and you do worse? I don't know. Were you glad
just over as an overview, because we can't give too much away, but were you glad you went on it?
Oh, yes. Even no matter what happens, coming up, I'm glad I did it. Are you? I thought it put a rocket up my jacksie, fired me up coming out.
Yeah, I reckon it was too. Yeah. Because you'd be used to living in slightly better conditions than what we had. Sleeping on the. Well, I lost my sleeping blanket one night. My sleeping bag. I don't know. It ended up walking away from me, and I was freezing. And I was sort of in the dark. There's no lights, and trying to find it on the floor, and I was sort of a bit weird, sort of walking around, in the middle of the night.
People think it's the challenge is, the swimming and the running and all that, that's the challenge. But to me, the challenge was the living conditions, like you. It was cold, it was dark, I'm getting up to go to the Whare Paku twice a night, can't even see what I'm doing. I thought... and you can't sleep, and lying in close proximity to people. And then the food, although we did enjoy your lovely breakfast, so thanks for that.
Well, I was catching a couple of fish, you see, so I was able to keep out.
Yeah.
We had a bit of seafood, so we were going okay. But
well done.
Yeah, but the rice and beans, let's be honest, ugh.
I don't think I've eaten rice since. I don't even want to look at it.
Last night I was at the mall buying some sushi, and the person behind the counter said, do you want some? We have lots of rice left over. And they wrapped up these big $3 packets of rice, and she goes, here, just take this. And I said, no, I don't want the rice, thanks. She goes, no, that's free. And I said, I still don't want it. And she's trying to pass me this cooked rice, No, thanks.
No, thank you. No, are you glad you did it?
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I was originally, I was going to say no. I ignored the email that came through, ignored the text for about 3 or 4 days, and that's when one of the producers rang me and said, come on, it'd be good for you. And I was like, People that I spoke to in my life, they all said, no, don't do it. It's for washed up has-beens and all that sort of thing. And when they said that, I thought, that's me.
Oh, you're so funny.
Do you keep in touch with people? Like, have you, did you form relationships, friendships and that?
Yeah, we've got a WhatsApp group, so we all sort of comment on that. Do you keep in touch?
Yeah. I find that I was sort of, kept in touch. Talked to Cully a few times and Millsy and that. So he's in the old javelin leagues.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Michelle now. I think she's the blooming silent assassin now, by the look of it.
Yeah.
Hey?
Watch her.
See? Watch her. I'd forgotten. You see, she's an actress, so you don't know what you're getting. You think you're getting one thing, and behind the scenes, woo! Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Exactly, definitely more to her. Whereas I think people will see. I didn't do any backstabbing. I was like, this is how it is, this is what we do. You know what I mean? And I didn't talk about anybody in front of their back sort of thing. But now I think she's going around winding everybody up saying, we've got to get old auntie out.
Yeah,
Why? I've done nothing to her.
I know, and they said that what's white and looks like he has gout. The answer was me.
Dear me. Very funny. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. But I just hope people, same as you, they look at you and they see another side of you and think, oh, he's not what I thought he was. I thought he was all sensible and all that, politics, but that you've got a fun side and that you can take on challenges. And I just hope, to be quite honest about it, I hope it gets me more work. To be honest.
Well, you might go back as a superstar. They might take you back for a second series next year or something.
Oh, my crikey.
Would you do it?
I better get in training now. Do you know what? I think I probably would. Because I'm bonkers. But my thing in life is that I say yes to everything. I've just got this thing. I say yes to everything and then worry about it later on how I'm actually going to do it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like you too. Then I finally have to turn up on the night to this thing I've said yes to, and I'm thinking, what did I do this for?
What I do. I'm like, what did I say I was going to host this quiz for? 1980s quiz. What was I thinking?
Well, I was pleased when I saw you turn up on the show. I looked across and I thought, who do I know here? And then you immediately jumped out at me. I thought, oh, great, because you've been on the podcast before. You've been in here with me, and I think you're fantastic, and you're a breath of fresh air, and you're bright and ambitious, and I think you're amazing.
Oh, thanks, Duncan. Right back at you.
Good on you, mate. Susie P, we'll catch up again, eh?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Have a great day, mate.
Yeah, take care. Tell her.
Bye.
Duncan Garner, live.
She is adorable, right? She's cool, isn't she?
Oh, yes, she's been fantastic so far on the show. I've only watched 2 episodes. I didn't watch last night's one. But she has been fantastic. She's a joy to watch.
Yeah, she's really cool. I had a few tears last night on the show. I was missing my son, and it was a few days, and I was like, what am I doing here? And had a big heart-to-heart with James Rolliston, and he's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Talked about his brain injury and stuff. He really opened up. So, yeah, it's honestly, I used to diss reality TV. I used to criticise it, from a position of not knowing anything. And I've got all these good relationships now with people, and they know more about me, and it is quite life changing.
Yeah. It's good. It's pretty exciting. Do you want to have a look at some comments that have been coming through recently?
You go for it.
We've had Dave Monster, MB, and James Jackson just going crazy in the comments today. MB first will say that he loves the intro music. It reminds him of the song Firestarter. I'm assuming he's talking about the one by The Prodigy.
Yep.
So that's a good one. Lots of love for Susie, as per. I got a bit of stick because I didn't turn my mic on last time.
So you should,
and James, actually, he tried to call in today. We were saving the phone lines for Susie, so we didn't take his call. But maybe the next couple of days or tomorrow, potentially.
Give us a yell.
Do some phone calls,
Good man. Good. All right.
It's the Slam Dunk.
This is good fun, isn't it? Right, Auckland Council, they must have felt empowered by that last Labor government. Really empowered. As Labor waxed on about climate change, Auckland Council and Auckland Transport decided to crawl right up their backside with this completely ludicrous, unrealistic vision that within 5 years Auckland and Aucklanders would be riding e-bikes and e-scooters and be driving electric cars everywhere. This plan, written by elected people who clearly didn't get out much to see the reality of Auckland and how people live their daily lives. And it's still on the books, this plan. It has to be dumped. It's just so far-fetched, and it's now making the council look ridiculous, and they've become an international laughingstock. So keen to impress Labor, they wrote this ambitious but woolly plan, but basically they're a bunch of suckholes now looking for a spine to crawl up. The council and Auckland Transport took it upon themselves to plan our futures for us with an unfunded plan that would cost billions of dollars, rates would go through the roof, and ultimately it would see us reduce transport emissions by 64% in 5 years. We'd halve the use of our cars across the same time period. How on earth would we all get to work and live our lives and get the kids to school and sport and all that jazz? Never you mind. Maybe we would just have a 1 year lockdown to see us reach the target. Imagine that. Because that's what's basically needed to reach the target. Lock us down, stall the economy, lose tens of thousands of jobs, all in the name of some lofty target to reduce emissions, while the big emitters, India, China, whatever, they carry on with their economies, while here in New Zealand, in a place called Auckland, we are starving at home in a bid to be global leaders on climate change. What a joke. Honestly, take a hike, Council. You're dreaming. So deluded, so out of touch, and good on Daniel Newman for saying so. We can't afford our power bills, let alone all be buying electric cars and bikes. I mean, you're dreaming. They want us to go and buy electric cars and ditch our current vehicles. How? They want us to walk and cycle more and jump on e-scooters? Great. I'll let all the tradies know they must take their tools on an e-scooter each morning. I'll also let Auckland Hospital know that the emergency department could well fill up even more. Your wait time could extend into weeks now. because our record on e-scooters is not that good. So it's all very well being ambitious for climate, but introducing a pie-in-the-sky policy that effectively means we need rolling lockdowns to achieve anything is pointless. No one can see it being achievable, and in doing so, it causes not just angst but widespread scepticism that those in charge have no idea what they're doing. And next time, even if the plan is doable, they've lost us. We've walked away or driven away. Wake up, Council, because you've lost yourselves up your own backsides.
Duncan Garner, live.
So that is us. Thanks for tuning in to Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief, live with Leicester's Oil. The premium New Zealand-made fish oil supplement backed by a study. Support joint heart and brain health. Use the code Duncan for 10% off. 10% off right now if you get hold of the guys at About Health. It's abouthealth.co.nz. Take us direct and read the label. About Health Auckland. You can call them too, 0800 999 309. And that way, there's people by the phones. Use my name. 10% off. Leicester's Oil. It could change your life, get you sorted, right? That's us. This will be available as a podcast on Rover shortly or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for your feedback and support. I'm Duncan at rover.nz. That's how you get hold of me. So you can send us an email to my team, Isaac, Maddie, Forrester, Zarina. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Remember, life's no dress rehearsal. This is not the curtain raiser. This is your main life. At the end of it, it's lights out. So go and enjoy today. Take care, folks. Thanks for watching and listening.
That was Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief, live. Missed something on the live stream? Text Duncan to 3598 to listen back on the podcast. Want to get in touch? Call 0800 863 293.